Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Since anatomy and development of eye are already over, I would be discussing about keratitis, that is inflammation of cornea. It will be a three-part video series. Today is the first part discussing mainly about the classification of keratitis.
We know cornea is basically your transparent anterior anterior 1/6 of the eye portion of the eye that is also visible, that is visible to the front, that is visible in the mirror when you look into it, and it is avascular and derives its oxygen from the air itself. That is why it does not need any oxygen, but there can be infection since it is exposed to the environment. It is called as corneal ulcers or keratitis. Now, on the basis of etiology, the broad two classifications are infective, that is due to some infectious cause like bacterial, viral, fungal, and protozoal. They all are a part of infective causes of corneal ulcer, while and the other one is non-infective causes, that is not relating anyhow to your to the pathogens or the microbes, right? So the bacterial causes, so infective will have four causes, that is first is bacterial, second is viral, third is fungal, fourth is protozoal, right? So today what we would be discussing is a viral, fungal, and protozoal corneal ulcers. But we will also be after this we will be discussing about the bacterial corneal ulcers. Okay, so after viral, fungal, and protozoal today we would be discussing bacterial corneal ulcers later on. But etiology I will be completing it today itself. So the bacterial causes include Staphylococcus. So staph aureus is the major cause of a lot of infections. Is the major cause of a lot of infections. Then the second most important bacterial causes is Streptococcus, and the other less important causes are Corynebacterium, Pseudomonas. Okay, so Pseudomonas can also be a hospital-acquired infection. Now, the two main causes are herpes simplex virus, and the second most important cause is your adenovirus. Now, herpes simplex is not that common. Adenovirus is the most common in India, and it is a cause of corneal keratitis or corneal ulcers. Now, fungal causes. The fungal causes include Fusarium species, Aspergillus, Candida, Cryptococcus, and Cephalosporium. Now, Cryptococcus, Cryptococcus and Candida can be your opportunistic infections, so immunocompromised people will have them more. And protozoal, the two causes are Nosema and Acanthamoeba, but Acanthamoeba is more common than Nosema, right? So these were all your infective causes. Now, the non-infective causes are basically your causes other than the pathogenic causes. So the first one is any trauma. So any trauma to the eye. How can it be? It can be a direct blow. That can lead to corneal rupture and superadded infection and corneal ulcer. Then any chemical injury, like if our eye is exposed to some, like if we are doing an experiment in a laboratory and our eye, we are not wearing protective goggles or we do not have a protective eyewear, this can be exposed to fumes if it's a chemical laboratory, and those and that fumes can lead to uh, damage to the cornea and corneal ulcers, therefore. And thermal burns. Now, if a lot of heat is applied to the eye suddenly, that will cause your burning of the cornea. Post surgical. Now, there are corneal replacement surgeries, yeah, right? So, the first one, homograft rejection. This occurs in corneal transplants. The cornea which was transplanted gets rejected, as is the case in any other organ transplantation. Now, delayed epithelial healing in diabetes mellitus. The delayed wound healing in this case leads to your corneal ulcers. The cornea will not heal with graft versus host disease again. Primary keratoconjunctivitis. Myopia is basically inward folding of your eye. eyelid basically. Now, how can that be harmful? That can be harmful because your eye is not being protected, the tear film is not being spread. That will lead to damage due to dust deposits. In fact, infective causes can also be there in this case. The ectropion means outward folding of your eyelid. Again, the same reason why it can cause, because eyelids, the main function of eyelids. What is the main function of eyelids? The main function of eyelids is basically to spread your tear film around your eye. Causes. Then trichiasis can be another cause, lack of thalamus and exophthalmos. Excessive protruding of the eyeball from the eye socket. Basically, that is exophthalmos. Exophthalmos. So, the eyelids won't be able to cover in case of an exophthalmos, and it will again lead to the same issues, exposure to the environment and further damage to the cornea. Then neurotropic, that is any damage to the nerves, that will cause irritation, that will again lead to damage to the cornea. Then immunological collagen, your cornea is basically, though it is transparent, but sometimes what happens, the body mounts autoimmune response against your cornea. So in that case, also the cornea can be damaged. It can lead to inflammation and further chronic ulcers and acute ulcers. So collagen vascular disease like rheumatoid arthritis, SLE, etc. Murray's ulcers can be there, staphylococcal hypersensitivity, marginal ulcer. Now, dermatological, there are a lot of dermatological reasons for corneal ulcers. They include rosacea, erythema multiforme, and pemphigoid. Nutritional causes include keratomalacia. Now, keratomalacia is basically vitamin A deficiency, advanced form. An advanced form of vitamin A deficiency. Other causes are acute leukemia can be there, then gold toxicity. In gold toxicity, there is damage to the cornea as well. So yeah, entropion is rolled when eyelids are rolled inwards. Ectropion is when they are rolled outwards and inner surface is exposed. So ectropion can also lead to conjunctivitis, infection of the conjunctiva. Now, thank you everyone. Hope to see you for the next video.